So today we're here to cover PizzaCakeComic, who is famous on Reddit, which I don't even like. I feel like being famous on Reddit is kind of cringe, but it is what it is. I know people make money on there and somehow whatever. Whatever. So this person's named Ellen, and she is a Canadian that does comics based on like American politics kind of thing. To each their own, but you know, she is a leaf, so it kind of it's weird to me. It's weird to me. I had a friend of mine suggest that I talk about her because she's kind of a hot mess, and I feel like I like being in the danger zone because this person in question, they really don't like criticism for their actions. In fact, they're so beloved by r/comics that they get anyone who gives them any negative feedback deleted by the moderator, like the moderator team. And I just feel like if you're on r/comics moderators, you guys are like literally idiots. If you're just, this is the second time I've heard about people being banned or people having their comments removed or something because someone didn't like it and they're friends with the moderators. This is like, y'all got to stop this. But let's get into who Ellen is. Now, most of this video is going to be my art. The reason why I say that is because this woman, she really likes to try to copyright strike people. So it's going to be hard to copyright strike people if it's all my own art and just my opinion. So what I will put up though is I will put up any screenshots that are relevant to the topic at hand. So be prepared for that. I am not going to show her comics. You can go look at her comics on PizzaCakeComic, just looking it up on Google. We're not going to go and look at that because I feel like any point of showing any of her work, she will try to take me down. And I'm going to do a custom thumbnail too, where I draw her character. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So one of the problems with this Redditor named Ellen is that she is kind of not funny, which is, I guess, the whole purpose of posting on comics. And that's really an opinion. But there's also like other things that go into it, right? She's also known to bot up votes to get to the front page to make herself look like she's more popular than she is. And you know, Redditors eat that shit up, so. But the thing is she's very poor at taking criticism. And anyone who thinks that she's not the greatest person alive or thinks that she's funny, she'll paint everyone who says that as like a misogynist kind of person who's just women hating. But it kind of seems like she's man hating, in my opinion, from everything I see. And the thing is that she does adult work. The job that she does is just to do OnlyFans and NSFW. So it like the thing is it's a little bit hypocritical because you openly have your OnlyFans there that you want people to give you money for. I don't understand that. So I'm going to read one of these comics because I'm going to read it out loud. I'm not going to show it. It says, "I know I can be mean, so I try not to read it. But it's hard because part of building a platform for yourself as an online creator is having a strong online rapport with readers. After a while it gets to you, and I know it shouldn't, but that knowledge doesn't make it any easier. But you have to keep going, I think, because if you stop, that means they won. Because if you have some voice inside of you that's saying this isn't right, I don't deserve this." Now, as a creator, I kind of understand this, but at the same time, you are purposely creating divisive content about politics and divisive, and you're putting sexualized content out there of yourself. So it's kind of like, I feel like when you do something that is attention grabbing, like sex content and what's the other thing? And political content, and you mix those, you're going to bring undoubtedly people who are not going to like you. And on top of that, you're talking about politics, so you're going to get people who will not agree with you, even if they might share your side. You know what I mean? Because I feel it's important to talk about people like this because this type of person gets shit on a lot, but at the same time, they put themselves out there. Like I put myself out there, and there are some people who do not agree with some of the things that I say, but this is what comes with the territory. But at the same time, you know, people sometimes think that my judgment's a little bit too hard. My video about Radal, some people are like, oh my God, you insulted him? How dare you? How dare you? Like, as if he wasn't doing the exact same thing in his video, you know? He was being just as shitty as I was. And people are more than welcome. Like, I don't know who came here thinking that this is a professional gig and anyone on my channel is not going to get, like, talked to. Like, when I do videos, I talk to the computer like I would be talking to a person. And I feel like Pizza Cake, she's bringing attention to herself, and then she's mad that she got the attention because it's negative. And if you don't want it to be negative, maybe don't post your works in places that have like a lot of different opinions. Like maybe because you're like more democratic, you post in Democrat only circles in Democrat only places. Don't put it in r/comics. And then because there's, you know, a plethora of types of people there, they're going to shit on you, obviously. So I have a hard time feeling bad for somebody who purposely puts out all this content that is divisive. And then they're surprised when the places they post it in brings people that they don't like. I think that that's just stupid. You're just stupid. Stupid. So now I kind of want to go over some of her Reddit drama because that's where she hangs out at mostly. Now, one of these issues here is that because she draws a lot of political and social justice type things, she tends to drop a lot of comics about men behaving badly, and it's always white men. But the thing is that when she decides to post like brown or non-white, it's like she has that SJW thing about it, the social media person, and it'll go, but if you deport all illegals, who will wash my toilet, and who can pick my crops? Now, like, separately, they're not bad, but together, it seems like she don't go out much. And now, even though she seems to not be favored, she does have loads of white knights coming after her, you know, saying things like, you know, the misogyny in our society today and how they feel for her and how she's got dedicated haters, which I believe that. I have a few, I believe that. So now we're going to talk about this one Reddit thread where she's got some issues. So there's this post that took place about a year ago, and it says, Poster Pizza Cake creates a comic satirizing, I can't even say it, whatever, you know what I mean, harmful things men say to women, accidentally creates a message dismissing harmful things said to men instead. Further drama is created when she defends her comic and the mods side with her. Of course they would, because the mods there are corrupt. I feel like you probably shouldn't post an r/comics if you're a comic creator, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going to just continue on. So I'm just going to talk about what the comic looks like. So it says here, if women talk to men the way that men talk to women. And it has a guy with his hand on his face, and he goes, I just got robbed by a group of women last night. And it has 3 women, and all of them have something to say. And the first one says, well, yeah, wearing that fancy suit and watch, you're kind of asking for it. And the next one says, well, I bet this dude's lying. And the next one says, not all women rob people. And then there's another comic, you know, in the same line, and it says, it can be really isolating and lonely for men. We don't. And then the 3 women goes, oh, please, I know what men are going through. It's not that bad. And then the next one says, this guy is such an attention whore. And then the third woman says, women have issues too. And then it has a guy here, and it goes, I wear a hairpiece because it makes me feel more confident. And then the woman goes, so you're just lying to women? And then the next woman goes, this is why you take a guy swimming on the first date. And the third woman goes, you should look good naturally. So as you can see, the problem with this comic is that it kind of dumbs down a lot of the issues that plague men as well. And it seems very insensitive. So r/comics decided to side with her, that this was fine to post. And she also defended it. And I just kind of wanted to show the original thread. I'm not going to show the comic because, well, we know how she likes to try to take down stuff. So here is, I'm going to try not to get to the top. Here we go. It says, no, shining a light on toxic masculinity by showing their exact same arguments only directed at men is not promoting hate, but it does please me great deal to see all you fragile people getting very upset that you're shown toxic masculinity is bad. Actually, you deserve it. No one banned from this thread may appeal. Please assist the mods in reporting chuds. Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you on? Jesus Christ. Like, for look at all these deleted comments. I do not believe that every single one of these comments is someone who deserved it. Like these people who run this subreddit are literally dumb. Look at how many deleted comments. Look at all this. Comment remove my moderator. Comment remove my moderator. Why are you protecting this person? What does she have to be protecting her from the consequences of her actions? But as you can see, a lot of people were not happy with this because the first thing that they do is they actually ban people if you don't agree with whatever the thing is. Like, there's the AI thing. I'm certain other people are get banned for multiple things, but I feel that because they lean towards being confrontational, they'll just ban you for saying anything. I feel like if you're gonna look here, I would never post here, I would never reply here, I would never suggest anyone go here and like actually try to learn anything about comics, because I feel like you're not gonna get anything good out of here. So anyway, back to her Misandry, right? So people had a lot of criticism, like I said, and I'm going to go over what has been deleted. So it says, these criticisms have been deleted. Okay. So there's only like excerpts of it. Panel 3 is how women talk to men about the issue. I've heard that my whole life, and so has a lot of men. Now this is in reference to panel 3 of the original comic. You know what? I feel like I should just show it because it's kind of hard without context, right? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to show the characters. I'll just show the text. So, and it says right here, you can see, I wear a hairpiece because it makes me feel more confident, right? But the comment says, it's been a cultural issue for men for a long time. I have been essayed by more women than I can count on 2 hands, usually in public as well. And panel 2 shows exactly how women have treated me when I talk about what happened. And then there was another comment that said, what do you mean if? Some women already talk that way to men, which is true. And someone said, I have a feeling that OP is not counting on this comment section. It's both heartening to see that I am not the only one, but disheartening to see how common this is. Ironically, this comic and defense response feels almost exactly like the third panel. Is the funny part that in fact women do talk to men this way? Note that there are many others, and these are just the ones that aren't deleted, right? And here are some of the defenders. Like, the thing is I understand where Pizza Cake was coming from by doing the comic, but at the same time, I feel like there were other use cases that you could have used that were specific towards men, because you're using examples in which like women do say nasty shit to men. They do. Everybody knows. Like, I've seen women do it. I've been around women that've done it. I've seen it. Everyone has seen it. And it says here, this is brilliant. All the triggered dudes skulking around, making excuses to prove how accurate this comic really is. Men always underestimate the toxic bullshit women have to deal through with a day-to-day basis. The ones screeching the loudest about this comic most excellently don't have any women friends that they have close relationships with to tell them about this sort of thing. I love this. The men in the comments can't even see the irony of it. Incredible. But the thing is like, I feel that this is people being on the internet and being stupid, because the ones that are criticizing from a place of good faith. And the ones below that are like, they're defending the actions of what happens to women. And the thing is that's not what the comic was about. It was about like how these things were perceived. And like, when you make a comic that is like this, where there's 2 sides of the coin, I feel, to be honest, I feel like you probably shouldn't touch it. unless you actually like, because the thing is the comic's not even funny. It's actually just roasting men, and she does come across as a man hater. And I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but I've seen a few of her comics now, and it, like, I feel that she does come across like she doesn't like men. And you know what? Like, that is totally valid. I mean, like, the thing is when you put yourself in a place where there's a lot of men in general, like, I would say me talking about AI, like, I feel like, okay, this, just hear me out. I feel that we are a little bit similar, her and I, not in the same way, because I feel like I am not like her, but I put myself in some men's spaces, and there's a lot of men in the AI art stuff, and the I want to generate stuff. There's a lot of men there. There are some women there, but a lot of it's men. And when you start like doing stuff where men, you're like, I don't like that thing that you're doing. Can you stop that? Men do get really like fucking bitchy and nasty, and they want to dox you, and they want to be shitty. But at the same time, I don't hate men for doing that, but I unfortunately do. I can start smelling when something is coming from a man. I could tell, because I have been mansplained to. I have people talking down to me, like it's in a way that's, they're just different. They're different. You kind of get the sense of sometimes the gender of the person behind the username. Sometimes, I'm not saying always, but when it comes to AI, it's very strong. It's very strong. And I'm not saying I can't be wrong, but like, I guess I would never like try to, I don't know how to put this. I wouldn't be making comics about the stuff men say to me and then posting it somewhere, because I feel like that would be counterproductive. I mean, I have this YouTube channel, and I get comments that are like, oh my God, you're absolutely wrong. You have to prove yourself to me. By the way, blah, 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 blah. Like, I think if she didn't step in some of the shit she just chooses to step into, I think that maybe she wouldn't have been called out on essay. And I also believe that the r/comics mods, they need to stop catering to her 100%. Because yes, like it's kind of like circular, you know what I mean? Like, the issues with men and women are circular, and you can't fix one thing without fixing other things, you know what I mean? And there's also this little thing here, along with a screenshot, which I'm gonna see if I wonder if I could show it. It'll just be easier. Oh yeah, okay. So it says here, I actually put it on screen for a second. I know you can't see it, but it says, definitely not angry men out there. And then it shows this here. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, I acted like I could move out of the way, but I'll just read it. And it says, you ever think that maybe you're just an insufferable cunt and that's why people are being mean to you? I mean, that is part of her personality. Like, she makes it very obvious that she's not fucking nice. Like, her comics don't come across as nice. Her personality is confrontational or acting like she's a victim. She's always arguing with people. Like, not in, like, she's never trying to meet people in the middle. Like, I understand some of her stuff is very social justice-y, and I understand that. I feel the same way with some of her posts. But at the same time, she's too confrontational for me. I don't think I could be like that. Like, I feel like she's just really angry, and she wants to like stop people from criticizing her. And I think that's why she's kind of a lolcow on the internet a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, she has a Kiwi Farms thread. When I started looking her up, I was like, damn, she's got a Kiwi Farms thread. She's already a lolcow. Like, people, once you get on there, that's it. That's it. You're done. So now that we've talked about that, we got to talk about another subreddit. It's called Bone Hurting Juice. It says Bone Hurting Juice memes are memes that are made out of context and misuse of the template completely. Imagine you're a 10-year-old kid who just discovered the internet a week ago and your only exposure is iFunny. It's like that. Okay, so it took me a minute, but I couldn't figure out what Bone Hurting Juice is. But basically what they do is they take other people's comics and write in different stuff so it can be funny. So it's funnier. Okay, that's what the point of it is. So what I gathered is the people don't like her. So they're taking her comics and they post them on there. And what happened was, because of the if men had to deal with women like doing the same thing men did to women situation, that comic, because of that comic, people posted it on Bone Hurting Juice and they made parodies of it, making fun of her version and then making new ones. And like, for example, I'm going to show this because this is actually kind of funny. It shows here a man posting, he goes, PizzaCakeComic uploaded a political comic, and then it has these people here talking. It goes removed because the mods remove things that are negative. So it removes criticism from Pizza Cake. So I understand what it is now. And so we go over to this mod post, right? So we're going to go over the mod post here. And it says, Pizza Cake posts are now banned, and that was of a year ago. It says, due to the disagreements with Pizza Cake Comics, she no longer wants her works to be posted in this subreddit with threat of legal action because she's a bitch. Okay, that's me saying that. That is a bitchy move. I'm sorry, it is. Rules regarding harassment are still in effect. Do not harass Pizza Cake in any regarding this decision. Meta posts and BHJs regarding this will now be removed for related reasons. Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, obviously, no one should be harassing her. Obviously, no one should be harassing her. But I also think like, oh my God, I'm gonna get so mad. I'm gonna threaten legal action. Is fucking cringe. She's like a lolcow that's cringe. Like, can I just say, like, when people go, bro, I'm gonna so sue you. No, the fuck you're not. You're fucking not. You're not gonna do that. Like, I don't even, like, I just saw that, like, currently her husband's not even working and she does OnlyFans and she does this and she has a Patreon. Girl, you're not gonna hire a fucking lawyer to sue somebody that's probably in another fucking country over some stupid ass shit on Reddit. Stop immediately. So right here it says, what she says, I really tried to be civil with this mod, but they made it impossible. By impossible, you mean they didn't agree with you 130%, okay? I asked them to help curtail the assault and people following me to my profile and other sites from this subreddit. Yeah, but you posted r/comics. Is r/comics bigger? How many does it have? Okay, we're gonna go look. Okay, 258K. So let's, you know what? Real quick, let's go to, I'm gonna go look up okay, we're gonna look up comics. Oh God, communities. Oh my God, this is so stupid. Okay, so maybe, possibly, it was r/comics because this has 2.2 million weekly visitors. Maybe it's that. I understand that she was probably getting harassed, like for realsies harassed. But at the same time, girl, you posted on the internet and you post divisive shit. People are gonna harass you for posting divisive shit. That's what happens. Anyway, I had to resort to legal action to stop people from taking my paid content and spamming my content everywhere, flooding search engines with sometimes hateful edits that have my signature on the bottom. But you make comics. Like, what do you think was gonna happen? Like, people can do this right now. All they have to do is just change the face and that could be like a parody. Like, anyway, for years, I've been a chill person, arguably more accepting to the people editing my stuff than most folks. It was fun for a while, but then you all started stealing from me, sending threats and legit stalking. It went too far. Touch grass if you feel like you need to harass others. For those of you who just want to have fun and be playful, sorry others ruined it. Tried to make it work, but I got to think about my own mental health too. Girl, no. I literally asked this mod for help and he told me to threaten legal action. He told me to threaten legal action, so here we are. Hold on a minute. You cannot stop the internet hate brigade with lawsuits and legal threats. This strategy has literally never worked in the history of the internet. All this does is make you look worse by adding fuel to the fire. Okay, so here is the moderator. When I asked for clarification regarding the hate you were receiving from the subreddit, you made assertion that BA has a toxic culture. There is a toxic mindset present. BHJ users seem to exclusively target content without permission for the sole purpose of attacking creators. I'm sure if other artists saw their work, there would be constant insults and group attacks. They would make the same requests to disallow it. I don't want my content somewhere where people congregate to attack me. Recently, my Patreon page was temporarily removed because people mass reported it. But that's not completely true. And don't worry, I'll go into that. Anyway, it was eventually reinstated, but I need to avoid hate groups, and unfortunately the subreddit has become one. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future users found posting on BHJ were automatically banned from r/comics. Oh my girl. Oh my God. You literally tell them, oh my God, you are literally like, you must be, I don't even know why any of the people there, this is another, I'm friends with the moderators and they're going to ban anyone I tell them to. Like, that's you. As artists, do not want to be harassed and have their work abused on the same site they frequent. And then the moderator says, I spent the next 2 hours scouring related comments and have found no links to your Patreon and other sites besides to your comic posts. The attacks that were not removed were primarily limited to unfunny, uncreative, unattractive art style within the last month since the previous correspondent regarding the leaked manicure, from which I remember had been posted elsewhere on Reddit before being copied. To my knowledge, there has not been any additional leaked content since that one. Regarding users following you from your profile, I encountered no URL links to your Patreon within the last 2 months on BHJ, nor any of the other sites. Kimono links are now blocked by the automod. Based on the above information, my assessment was that after the changes in last month, problematic users that you are facing are not likely from the subreddit itself, and I told you as such. You had not mentioned the search engines with hateful edits in correspondence, or I would have informed you that while many of these are posts to be, even ones that were removed within 30 minutes would often still find themselves elsewhere on the internet, Facebook or whatever. If you do not want your name associated with these edits, you could have also mentioned that at the time. Lastly, you asked me to not inform the users of the reason for removing posts containing your content. I had said I will either be informing them of a reason or you could take legal action, and I will still be informing them of the reason, and you chose the latter. And somebody posted and said, I've had my work parody here before and I never felt like any of y'all were harassing me. Sure, some of it did make fun of it, but it was never that serious. Besides, people always link to the original and that's what matters most, which is exactly what she has a problem with, because she doesn't like, she wants people to go straight through her to get her content. She doesn't want her content to look bad on her and then they come to her. I kind of understand that, but like once you post it on the internet, people are going to steal your shit. I did find this little comment here to be very interesting, kind of how I feel on it. It's kind of my take on her, on Ellen's situation. She is harassed, but she also continuously pokes the bear and has made every possible mistake online personality can make when engaging with criticism. To be clear, I don't condone and I am disgusted by the harassment that she has received. Same with me. But to suggest that people making edits on the sub are somehow at fault for that is absurd to the point where I can only assume you're saying this in bad faith. Additionally, if someone is going to spread falsehoods about you, you have every right to set the record straight. And no offense, but you are a mod of around 70 different subreddits. OP is mod of 1. I refuse to believe that anyone who is a mod for such a large number of subs can actually do their job efficiently without heavily relying on a larger mod team or an auto mod. So condescending from mod to mod seems to be a little out of line, and that's just me. Because like the person who posted was a mod in the subreddit, but they just seem like they're like, oh, well, she's one of the most harassed creators. And that's not true. Like, everyone knows that's not true. That's more like Chris Chan. Like, everybody knows Chris Chan's one of the most harassed creators online of all time. Like let's put it this way. Before somebody actually brought it to me, I've never seen her comic. I've never heard of her. And I've been to r/comics before and I've still never seen her shit. So even if she's Reddit famous, she's not that famous. Like, I went to go look up to see if I can even find videos of her. There's just not that much content about her. So I believe it's mostly on Reddit where she's getting all of this coming from. And obviously, probably from the Kiwi Farms thread. And the moderator of Bone Hurting Juice was so nice as to put everything all in one place and shared the DMs. And the DMs were basically what they said, like almost word for word. So yeah. So let's get into what actually I believe is going on. There's another user who posted basically like a long thing about like why they threatened Bone Hurting Juice and why it's fucking stupid. And I saw that I just went and I was like investigating more, And she was like posting this as a response here for when it inevitably gets deleted on her own profile. And she's got these people that are like, oh my God, everyone here is an incel. Like, do you know, have you ever been to incel.is? Have you ever? You have never. I'm going to tell you what's on incel.is, okay? Incel.is has unhinged men on there. Very, super unhinged, okay? That believe that they are owed women for any reason whatsoever, even ones that are not of this world. And by not of this world, I mean ones that are like alive. Ones that are like, you know, gone. I've seen some things on there. I've seen things said on there that I can't unsee. So she don't even know what an incel is. Like, dudes being annoying is not being an incel. I'm sure she might have a few incels, but incels are too preoccupied with their random shit. Like, they're super deranged, man. Like, for sure she has harassers, but not every person that disagrees with you or makes funny edits of your shit is an incel. They probably just don't like you and they think your comics are unfunny. To be honest, they kind of are. So anyway, it seems like Pizza Cake might be lying about the bone hurting juice drama. And it wasn't really about the media piracy / copyright, but it was in retaliation for her getting punished by Patreon for breaking their toss. Now, her version of the story is only loosely connected to reality. So I'm going to read some of this here for you guys. I'm going to have it open too. Ellen would have you believe that oh my God, I'm going to say bone users. It's just easier. The H really messes with me because I don't know why. So here it says, bone users pirated her paid content, made defamatory edits under her name, and stalked and harassed her. As a consequence, they needed to remove all of her content and ban all future content to stop the pirating, defamation, and hate. What actually happened, Ellen had a long history of abusing Patreon's toss by posting things that were too far pornographic and on many occasions non-consensual. Patreon took the appropriate action by suspending her account until the offending posts were removed and then reinstating it. Ellen needed a scapegoat to explain the situation to her simps without admitting fault, and thus bone users were blamed. So it says October 18th, 2024, and it has this post here. Patreon, important. Hey there, folks. My Patreon has been erroneously suspended, and I'm currently getting it sorted out. If worse comes to worse, I will start up an alternate account, looking at Subscribestar, Fansly, or maybe even OnlyFans, and I'll put my art and photos up there. Either way, please bear with me as I deal with this one. I'll send updates as I get them. What an absolute nightmare to wake up to my income disappearing. If you're a patron of mine, you won't be charged while my page is down, and you don't have to change anything. I'll keep updating here on Instagram threads, and as always, thanks for your patience. So you see here, here's her, whatever this post is, where she makes OnlyFans, and you have to subscribe to see her posts. And it says, they made me take the pic down a while ago on an old site, and I could share it with you here. And he goes, she uploads her first removed post from Patreon to OnlyFans, openly explaining that Patreon was communicative about the removal and why. And then she goes on October 21st. Woke up today to my Patreon page totally removed. No messages from anyone, no reason cited. Even if I can get an appeal, this 100% has soured me on Patreon. And I'll be moving elsewhere going forward. Currently up and running on OnlyFans stuff for spicy stuff. Stay tuned as I get my Subscribestar count going. You've all been amazing and so supportive of me. I don't know where I'd be without you. Her Patreon suspension gets upgraded into a deletion, and she claims that she has no clue what's going on despite having a clue what's going on. She goes, I'm back, baby. Her Patreon is reinstated with a lot of content removed. She begins uploading censored versions of removed posts, again clearly demonstrating that she has understood why her Patreon was taken down. It says, reworking this one so it's a tad friendlier for the censors. Like, you know what I don't get? Some people who get removed off Patreon for posting naughty stuff, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. You had to know. There's people who post fetish content on Patreon. Like, if it gets too sexual, they're just gonna take your shit down. Well, if it gets too, too spicy, they're gonna take it down. Use your brain. Girl, you're old enough. Use your brain. And then here it says, she continues working closely with Patreon to figure out what is and isn't allowed coming back. It goes, re-adding these ones, I got the okay, just in case some of you were not able to see it from earlier. And then 31st, everything Pizza Cake gets banned. The situation with the BHJ mod comes to a head. Alice making her famous DMCA threat and her content becoming banned. And it says here, people leaked my paid content and adult photos on this very sub multiple times. I really don't think you're reading about my experience. They're not just posting silly edits, they're following me and leaking my paid content. And the comments on those edits are just becoming places where people can congregate to hate artists. Yeah, she's just mad that she started some shit. And it goes, November 2nd, time to make 600 cock edits of Pizza Cake to fix her shit comics because can you please just leave me alone? And he goes, what? Leave her alone? That's unreasonable. What a ungrateful bitch. She's a dictator. I'm going to harass her even more to show everyone how normal I am. Pizza Cake begins her defamation campaign against the bone users. And of course she draws them as like what people think an incel looks like. So on December 15th, she continues to add stuff to her Patreon again. Items that might have been removed from my Patreon, July 17th, 2025. Finally, she drops 15 new OnlyFans shots that were previously removed from Patreon. Again, proving significant history and sufficient knowledge about breaking the toss. So friends, every time drama comes up and she turns the comments whining about they leaked my paid content or they stalked me to other platforms. Remember, the real truth is I fucked up and I got caught. I was too ashamed to admit it, so I created a patsy and a year-long disinformation campaign against them. Girl. Holy shit, girl. Oh my god. She's out of her mind. This bitch is out of her mind. Oh my god. What do you even say? So now that we're done with that drama, she has also been involved with some, oh my god, I can't even say it. Like, I don't know if I can you say Nazi on YouTube? I don't know. But so okay, so I don't actually get this part. She posted about a comic that had to do with like some Nazi stuff. So I guess we're up to, okay. So a few months ago, this is so fucking silly too. She got married and she went on a honeymoon. But during the time where she was on that honeymoon, she was like mauling about people online, calling them Nazis. So let me tell you, as a person who got married, I don't think I really looked at my phone at all, other than just to check it once in a while when, you know, maybe my husband was sleeping or something like that, because I was just, it actually took us 2 years to decide to do something. And we went to Vegas and we saw the Grand Canyon and stuff during the pandemic. So I just remember everything just being a rush, and we were just in each other's companies and we were just busy going around. I can't even imagine being like, I'm gonna fight with people on the internet. Like I fight. Okay. I fight with people online. I do. Okay. Like some of this makes me feel like we're the same, but I feel like I'm not a lolcow because some of her decisions I would just not do. Like sometimes you really can just turn off the phone. Sometimes you really can just close out of the app. Sometimes you do not need to reply. So I think, okay, so it took me a second to get into this honeymoon thing. So what happened is she really likes to post online. She's very terminally online. And she's mostly on Threads. Okay, so I went to her Threads. And so she is literally talking about Nazis. And that was during her honeymoon where she was with her husband. And she is, and it's not like she's, like she's got time on these posts. Like one of them says both sides are bad. One has Nazis. The Nazi side is much worse. That's true. But it has 597 fucking replies. And she is up in there. She's up in there. She's spending her time okay, like real talk. Like they gonna be around tomorrow. They gonna be around in a week. You could have just put down your phone. Like this is more of a, this is not about what she posted. It's that she was fighting internet battles with idiots when she really should have been more focused on the time with her husband, because that only happens once. Your honeymoon happens once, girl. Happens once. Like, I don't know. And the thing is I would love to know what spurred this. Did she just start her honeymoon and she was like, the fucking Nazis? Like, where did it start? How did that start? I would love to be in her brain. And the thing is she gets super mad when people like post her photos. But girl, you like literally link all your shit. You link all your shit. Like, if you don't want no one finding your shit, you know how to, listen, Facebook has friends only for everything. Everything. It even has it private if you want things private. I've got so many Facebooks with different names. And you know what I have them on? I have it on all private. And the profile picture, it's like random fucking characters and shit. It's not even me. Like, this is what you chose to do at your time? I mean, obviously she also did, like, this is just me being a little bit judgy. She also did like content with her, like OnlyFans content with him while she was doing that. And it's like, is that what you want to, like, is nothing private? Girl, like the thing is she's like, oh my God, they got these like private things of mine. But also, did they? You posted it willingly. On the internet for other people to consume. What do you think was going to happen? People are going to, you literally, that's on, that picture of you and your husband is on your public Facebook, and half that post that you got there is you talking about arguing with the internet. And it's literally like every day that week. She wants to talk about fascists and Nazis. And someone's like, I get, like, I understand fighting for social justice, but you can't put down the phone. There is such a thing as too much. And but I mean too much, I mean, if it's like I feel like she's brain rotted. She's brain rotted herself. So before we get into another section, I'm gonna just give us a little breather for a minute. And I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. And I would really like it if you guys could go over and sub to my Patreon. That would be amazing. And subscribe to my channel, because I actually work really hard on these videos. And I would love to continue to get support. And because the thing is I feel that she's actually pretty smart, because she has smart ideas, but bad executions. And she's not funny. She doesn't want any self-privacy. She can't take criticism, among other things. And it's like, what do you even say to someone like that? Like, if there's no privacy and they don't give a shit about privacy and they put everything on the internet, she literally puts everything on the internet. So I guess we are coming around the bend to some of her other bad behavior. She makes an appearance on some other artists' posts and creates new drama because, like, this is what she said. I'm really annoyed to see so many people here complaining and attacking the artists. Stop being schmucks and be polite, normal humans. Some people come in here just to complain, and it's so exhausting for people here posting their stuff. Well, then don't fucking post it in r/comics. That place is a cesspit, and the only reason you can still post there is because the mods probably want to fuck you. I'm just gonna say it. The mods probably want to fuck you or a part of your OnlyFans. Don't be rude, downvote it if you don't like it, and stop acting like a free image on a public website is your personal affront to your existence. And someone else replies, I don't think people should be rude, but this is a 15-plus-year-old message board, not your private office. People are gonna say shit. For your record, I like the OP comics in your comics. And she's like, do you know what the rules are? And she's talking about this. I don't even know who this is. I can't even read it. It's so fucking shitty. Hold on. Oh, I see. So it seems that what people are mad about on this one is that people commented on the fact that the clothes are clearly drawn over their nude bodies and that there's no real punchline or joke. So the intent is to clearly push people towards their corn comic website. The mods don't seem to like it when people bring it up. I hope I'm not banned for this comment. Also obligatory. My hot blind wife is hot. Okay. Barefoot on exercise bike. My arches hurt just looking at that. Okay, so furthermore, it says she stuck out her neck for a smaller artist, but people didn't like what she had to say. 10 minutes later, the downvotes piled on. She screenshotted her comment, omitting the score, and reposted it to her personal page for her followers to comment on. This is a tried and true strategy for her. If something doesn't go over well with the general audience, she takes it to a private audience so they can lick her wounds. Back to r/comments. She's vowed to take epic revenge on troll haters. Once again, and starts kicking the hornet's nest. Ellen frequently will excitedly talk about how much drama she intends to start with her upcoming comics, specifically honing in on topics she knows will cause the most fighting and controversy. Bonus hilarious juxtaposition of her saying, "Har har, I'm gonna get drunk on some conservative tears," right above a comic making fun of conservatives for the exact same thing. So that's her doing some, she just, you know what I think it is? I think she's a rage baiter a little bit, or a lot of bits, and she doesn't like how she gets treated online. Because I feel that there has to be other, like, liberal comic artists that don't get shit on as much as she does. I think it's her personality. I think it's her exploitation of her assets. And by assets, I mean like herself. She is far too public a person. Like, and she doesn't know how to accept criticism, clearly. But the thing is the stuff that she doesn't want to accept criticism on is she can't accept that people don't like what she does on the internet. Like, girl, I just don't understand your problem. Like, you're kind of a crazy person. So from what I'm gathering, it started a while ago. So she got doxxed, someone took her account, and what she's doing now is she is posting pictures of someone and asking for people to dox them. But the thing is when you start doing that kind of thing, she's like painting herself as a target. Like, I'm certain that her address is on Kiwi Farms. They'll find everything about you, literally everything. Okay, so here is something where she is like at Berkeley. Hey, anyone at Burke College know this man? He's been getting people to harass and dox me. Just want to get his name so I can make a formal report. After the release of his third video about me, fans of his Kiwi Farms forum found my phone number and started making vile calls and texts. I'm filing a police report tomorrow to investigate the calls and making sure anything showing my content on his channel gets reported for copyright, since he used my content without permission for the sole purpose of creating his own videos. Something I think a music school student would know better than to do. So here's another post here on BasedIfTrue. I want you to remove my art from your thumbnails, dude. That's literally it. I don't think that's that big of an ask. Or you could be really mature and delete these videos altogether as to not encourage more violence towards me. Your YouTube comment section is filled with people trying to dox me. And by the way, if there's anybody like even thinking about doing that, I'm going to literally delete the comments. Like, you're not, I know that my audience will not do that because they're better than that. They're better than that. I trust my audience. They're better than that. So I would think it would be in your benefit to delete any evidence if you want to keep your channel in good standing. Again, you started this, not me. I don't want my art in your thumbnails, and I don't want people coming after me. You have a lot of information you've shared publicly too. Let's just be chill and end things civilly. End things civilly. You literally just tried to dox him on Threads and then deleted the posts. And then BasedIfTrue goes, no. Like, good for him. Who's BasedIfTrue? I kind of want to see. Oh my god, this girl, she's out of her mind. So I went to go see like BasedIfTrue. He's a bigger creator than me, and he makes like kind of like a little bit of slop. He talks a little bit about slop, and it's like usually from Reddit. So he's very big on Reddit, and he talks about stuff on Reddit, and he's done quite a bit of videos about her, and she does not like it, and she thinks that BasedIfTrue is the entire reason around why the Kiwi Farms thread exists. But that's not the case. A girl, that ain't the case. The case is that you're an asshole. You're an asshole. So we have another thing here where someone is calling into question whether or not she's just bullshitting, and she goes, users based if acid bath and then ashen tree in his Discord telling people to dox me looks like pretty good proof. Also, whole Discord is just yikes. I've seen your Patreon. Download the images too. I know what you are. Proof? If you're sure, drop it here and let us decide. Or maybe you don't have any, you're just making shit up. I can't link these files here. I don't care to find out how. Anyways, gotta go by. Translation, I made all this shit up. Well, yep. Doxing isn't a crime. It's also using information that is a matter of public record. Well, I have a team that handles it for me, and if you don't want your work being... Oh, Girl, you don't have a fucking team. You don't have a fucking team. You're not a millionaire. You ain't got fucking dollars rolling in. Unless your husband's a fucking lawyer, be silent. It's still fair use because he transformed the comics into a commentary video and thus following the law. BasedIfTrue didn't send his audience to go and dox you. It could have been some of the viewers, but at the end of the day, he's against it. I would never dox anyone, but that's exactly what she's trying to do. You are misrepresenting BasedIfTrue purpose at this point. There was no inciting of harassment. There's no attack. He used the art and fair use to critique you, and you just seem to do this to victimize yourself. This is peak Karen behavior. Oh, they're fighting in the YouTube comments section. I don't want you using my work in your videos and didn't give you permission. Feel free to criticize me all you want, but you don't get to lift my work to do it and profit off it. That's my content. I mean, she is telling the truth. That's why I don't want to show any of her that's why I'm not going to show any of her work, because she wants to strike people and try to get people's like stuff taken away. And the easiest way to do that is to talk about her behavior instead of talking and like that, just talk about it. And if that's what it's going to take, that's what's going to take. Girl, like, you can't escape accountability forever. People can still show all this stuff without showing your art. Like, I'm going to do a section about your art and what I think about it. I'm not going to show your art. I'm just going to talk about it. Talking about it isn't illegal. People can go look for it. People can go find it themselves. And here's another post here. She continues to attempt to dox the people she blames for doxing her, while taking obvious troll bait from volunteer internet sleuth and including someone from a Soy Jack wiki. And I thought this was funny. See right here, this person here says they think they're anonymous, but they have more information online than they realize. And it's like giggly goon clown. Someone got her. Girl, what, you stupid. Girl, you stupid. You making yourself look like a clown. I'm so sorry. Someone got you. Here's another one here where she is talking about doxing. She is on a revenge doxing campaign, complete with implicit threats of violence in the comments. She's also completely misrepresented the situation. It says here, the free speech crew just tried to dox, threaten, harass, and silence me because I make political comments about Trump. Who cares about Trump? He's a loser and annoying, and he's orange. But I'm not going anywhere. You can't silence dissenters, and you can't bully all of your problems away. Okay. I know the people responsible for this, thanks to so many talented internet sleuths. They gave you giggly goon clown. Like, I wouldn't say you're being helped by anyone. It never ceases to amaze me the power we have when we work together. Let's show them that they can't shut us up. And then someone says here, I happen to have 2x4s on hand. Just let me know who needs that directly applied Pinewood shampoo. Let's fucking go. And then so she just wants to get this person's name, which is, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Like, when I see this post here, this is just some criticism. When I see this post here, I'm curious what she's going to say about mine. I'm curious because I follow some of her politics and I agree with them. Not everything. Because some of her shit's a little bit crazy to me. But I think that she's going to find that it doesn't matter your politics if you're being a piece of shit and you're being annoying. If you're being a piece of shit and annoying, it doesn't matter. People are just going to decide they don't like you. And if people don't like you, it's going to be harder to get over. Like, this is my first exposure to her, and she seems like a fucking asshole. She just seems like an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm finding it hard to feel for her. Like, as a person who is doxxed, like, I know how that sucks. It sucks. But here she is, assuming the worst of every single person who has criticism. They're all incels. They're all gross men. They're all this and that. Like, I am very aware that there's women, men, there's others, there's the non-binary, there's whatever that probably has some thoughts about me. Whether they be good or bad, I don't know. I mean, I let people comment freely. There's only certain comments that I will 100% delete. If I feel you are using identities in my comment section, if you are wrongly accusing people of this fascism, whatever's, or me, I will delete it, especially if, it's just really going too far. I've deleted people's comments for someone accused me of being Ben Shapiro for my stance on AI. So some people are in the comments being like, oh my God, you're a Nazi. Like, come on now. So I get where she's coming from. I get it. But, you know, I'm not into any deranged conspiracy theories. I'm not pro-Nazi, racist, sexist, or homophobic in any way. So I'm interested as to how you're going to perceive my critique of you. Because my critique of you is you come off as a shitty person and you are very vengeful and you don't know how to step away from the internet. Like, you have a lot of stuff that's happened to you, Pizza Cake. Like, a lot of shitty things, and those are terrible. But instead of like looking back and reflecting on how you can either stop that from happening, like for example, if I was in your shoes, I would stop cross-posting stuff from my Reddit. But you know, you use like, I would keep my social media separate. I definitely would not have a social media connected to everything. You know, like I have some social medias that I know most people don't follow me on, like my Threads account. My Threads account, I feel like I can talk a little bit more openly and honestly and have my feelings there, because sometimes I feel like I want to be in my feelings. I also have alt accounts. There is nothing wrong with having an alt account. I think everyone who is a content creator should have an alt account, because sometimes you cannot post on main. And it has nothing to do with it being controversial. Sometimes you're like, you want to vent, or you're just having a bad day and you don't want people who are being concerned for your safety, concerned for your health, concerned for whatever, like, you know, I get it, but I feel she needs to start closing off avenues instead of opening them up. And now we come to my own critique of her work, because, okay, maybe this is just me. I feel that because she does comics, she is not trying to improve her work. She is more just trying to get out the idea. I do think that in the time that she has started these comics, she started comics in 2021 during the pandemic. I feel that she has not improved her artwork since then, probably because she does not practice and she does not draw enough. And she has been proven to reuse assets, which I get because she just reposts her own work. So like I said before, I'm not going to show her work, but she has blatantly just reused some of her comics. One was about the butt hurting juice, and then she did another one called So Rude, where she's using the same incel picture and she just repastes it. So to be honest, I don't really think that's a problem, but I do think that her art kind of looks like a little bit like Kim Possible. I think that's what she's trying to go for. Like, her artwork is very similar to, I would say, mid 2000s work, like comics, like Penny Arcade and Kim Possible. I think that's probably what her inspiration is. She does have different styles. So there is other stuff there. Someone said that her line art was bad. I would not say that her line art was bad. I would say that her art is just very amateurish. I would say it's hard to say, because it's like, clearly she has some understanding of what she draws, but she also reuses her work, and she can't always redraw stuff. Like, she just draws very plainly and very simply, and she shades also very simply. I feel like she could learn more from actually working on her skills, but I don't think she wants to. And that's okay. If she doesn't want to actually get any better, that's okay, because it seems like she's just here to post her shitty political comments and rage bait. She's not actually here to learn art, because on someone else's channel, she said that she wanted to start doing comics because she needs something to do during the pandemic. That's something they could all share, and she started just doing political. She does non-political ones, but she mostly likes to comment on political stuff. And that shit is just brain rot you. Like, girl, that has brain rotted you. It's brain rotted you. Like, if you are too much into politics, you're fucking done, bro. You're done. Like, bye. I think that I would love to see her process, because it can't, she's posted multiple comics a day. So she has to have enough assets that she can just use, paste, and post, because some of this would just take, maybe it wouldn't take too long. It really is just like a background with a gradient. Ooh, what time is it? Yeah, it's really a background with a gradient. It's something. It's something. All right, now I want to know what you guys thought of this. This is a little bit of a different artist. I usually don't cover Reddit artists, but I can't believe someone actually suggested this to me. I never heard of this person. Usually I hear kind of things in the wind, kind of floating around and shit, but I've never heard of this person. This video is super long, so I really appreciate you guys coming for it, especially if you're just listening, because this is more of a listening video than it is a watching video. But like, the thing is all of the context is there for you to find on the internet, especially over on Pizza Cake Snark and BasedIfTrue. I'm going to tag him below so you guys can watch some of his videos where he goes over stuff that I have not, because I'm not going to put her content in, I'm not going to put stuff where she's going to try to copyright strike me. So I wanted to thank you guys for being here. And if you stayed to the end, you guys, you're the best. Let's see. If you stayed all the way to the end, like the badasses you are, post the fries emoji, and then I'll know you actually stayed here. And please subscribe. We're on the road to 15K. I feel like in my soul, maybe I could get there before the end of the year, but I don't know. I don't know. I also am starting this thing on my Patreon for the top tier. I am starting a thing called The Life Letters of Aradia, which is about my world. And I will be writing first-person entries from characters in my world per post, either parts of their story, parts of their life, or parts of their history. I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do there, but that's what my plan is. So if that sounds interesting to you, please come along to my Patreon. I would love you, and you get a special little star roll in my Discord. You can be yellow and be the only one that's yellow, and you get a star. Well, any Patreons get stars. I'm really excited. Anyways, I will see you in the next one, guys, and peace out. Thank you for hanging out tonight or today.